The last thing Jasmine Carter expected to find while hiking the mountain trail at dawn was a man in a custom-tailored suit lying unconscious among the wildflowers. "Hello? Sir? Can you hear me?" Jasmine knelt beside him, her hiking boots crunching on fallen leaves. The man was handsome, impossibly so, with dark hair swept back from a strong jawline now slack in unconsciousness. His expensive watch caught the morning light. His eyelids fluttered, then opened to reveal piercing blue eyes that looked straight into hers with an unnerving intensity. "Oh, thank God," he whispered, reaching up to touch her face with trembling fingers. "You're here. Sir, you might have a concussion. Don't move, I'm calling for help." Jasmine pulled out her phone, but his next words froze her in place. "Rebecca, my love, I was so afraid I'd lost you." Jasmine blinked. "I'm not Rebecca. My name is Jasmine. I found you unconscious." The man's face crumpled in confusion. He tried to sit up, wincing. "What? No, you're my wife, Rebecca Jackson. We live at Ridgeview Estate." A chill ran through Jasmine. She'd heard of Ridgeview. Everyone in Pinehurst had. It was the sprawling mansion on the hill owned by Nathan Jackson, the tech billionaire, who'd made his fortune in clean energy solutions. His face had graced the cover of Forbes just last month. "Sir, are you Nathan Jackson?" He nodded, looking relieved. "Yes, of course. And you're my wife." "No, I'm Jasmine Carter. I work at the Pinehurst Community Library. We've never met." Nathan's eyes narrowed. "Is this some kind of joke? Did I do something wrong? Are you punishing me?" Jasmine hesitated. The man clearly had amnesia. She should call an ambulance immediately. Nathan Jackson was one of the richest men in the country. There would be people looking for him, a wife possibly frantic with worry, a real wife named Rebecca. "I'm calling for help," she said firmly. Nathan grabbed her phone. "No, please. I don't remember what happened, but I know you're my wife." "I'm not, Mr. Jackson, and you need medical attention." "If you're not my wife, then prove it." His voice was challenging now, a glimpse of the powerful businessman emerging through the confusion. Jasmine sighed, reaching for her wallet. "Look, here's my library ID, Jasmine Carter, and here's my driver's license. See? Not Rebecca Jackson." Nathan studied the cards with growing distress. Then his eyes rolled back and he slumped over. "Mr. Jackson." When he came to again minutes later, the confusion in his eyes had been replaced by fear. "I don't understand what's happening," he whispered. "I remember you. I remember our wedding day. The yellow roses. The way you laughed when I dropped the ring. Our honeymoon in Santorini." Jasmine shook her head. "Those aren't my memories." "Then why can I see them so clearly?" His voice broke. "Why does my heart recognize you if my mind is confused?" Something in his vulnerable gaze made Jasmine pause. Maybe it would be better to go along with this until they reached medical help. "Let me help you up," she said gently. "We need to get you to a doctor." He struggled to stand, leaning heavily on her. "No doctors, no hospitals. Not yet. Please, just take me home." "To Ridgeview? Mr. Jackson, I can't." "Nathan. At least call me Nathan if you're going to pretend you're not my wife." His attempt at a smile was heartbreaking. "Fine, Nathan. But you need medical attention. Take me home first. If I'm wrong, if you're really not Rebecca, there will be proof at the house." Jasmine hesitated. This was madness. And yet, what would it hurt to take him to his own home? Surely there would be staff there, people who could take care of him properly. And if this Rebecca existed, she would be there. 1 hour, Jasmine found herself saying. "I'll take you to Ridgeview for 1 hour. Then we're going to the hospital." No arguments. Nathan's face lit up with such relief and gratitude that Jasmine felt a strange flutter in her chest. "Thank you," he whispered, squeezing her hand. As they slowly made their way down the trail, Jasmine couldn't shake the feeling that she was making either the biggest mistake of her life or stepping into an adventure beyond anything she could have imagined. What she didn't know was that Nathan Jackson had no wife named Rebecca. He had never been married at all, and Ridgeview Estate had been empty for months. Ridgeview Estate loomed before them, a modernist palace of glass and stone perched on the mountainside with panoramic views of Pinehurst below. Jasmine's weathered Jeep looked comically out of place as it crunched up the pristine gravel driveway. "Your security system?" Jasmine asked nervously as they approached a sleek gate with cameras. Nathan leaned forward, placing his palm on a scanner. The gate slid open silently. "At least that recognizes me," he muttered. As they pulled up to the house, Jasmine was struck by the stillness. No staff rushing out to help their employer, no concerned wife appearing at the door. "Where is everyone?" she asked. Nathan frowned. "I don't know. Rebecca usually has the housekeeper here on weekdays." Jasmine felt increasingly uneasy. "Let's go inside." The foyer was immaculate, but impersonal, like a high-end hotel lobby. Nathan moved through it with the confidence of familiarity, despite occasionally pausing to blink at certain objects as if seeing them for the first time. "Kitchen's this way," he said, leading her through the house. The kitchen was a chef's dream, all gleaming surfaces and professional-grade appliances, but showed no signs of recent use. No coffee cup in the sink, no fruit in the bowl. Nathan opened the refrigerator to find it stocked with basics, but nothing that indicated a lived-in home. "This is strange," he admitted. Jasmine spotted a stack of mail on the counter and flipped through it. All addressed to Nathan Jackson. None to Rebecca Jackson. "Nathan," she said gently, "I think we should check the bedroom." His eyes brightened. "Yes. Our bedroom will have your things." The master suite was breathtaking, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the mountains. But like the rest of the house, it felt like a model home. The closet contained only men's clothing. The bathroom had one toothbrush. "I don't understand," Nathan whispered, sinking onto the edge of the bed. "Where are your clothes, your books, that hideous fuzzy robe you love so much?" Jasmine's heart ached for him. "Nathan, I think you need to consider the possibility that I'm telling the truth. My name is Jasmine Carter. We've never met before today. And I don't think there is a Rebecca." "That's impossible," he insisted. But his voice lacked conviction. "We've been married for 2 years. I remember it all." "Let's look for wedding photos," Jasmine suggested. They searched the house but found no photographs of Nathan with any woman who could be a wife. In his home office, they discovered framed magazine covers featuring Nathan, industry awards, and a few family photos. Nathan as a child with his parents, but nothing indicating a married life. As they returned to the living room, Nathan noticed a tablet on the coffee table. "My personal tablet," he said, picking it up. "If what you're saying is true, there won't be any photos of us together." His hands shook slightly as he unlocked it with his fingerprint. Jasmine sat beside him as he navigated to his photo gallery. The tablet was filled with thousands of images, business events, travel photos, landscapes, but not a single picture of a wife named Rebecca. There were, however, several photos of Nathan with a stunning blonde woman at various functions. "Is that her?" Jasmine asked. Nathan shook his head slowly. "That's my sister, Victoria." He continued scrolling until suddenly he froze, his face draining of color. "Nathan, what is it?" He turned the tablet toward her. On the screen was a movie poster for a romantic film titled Forgotten Love. It featured 2 actors embracing. The woman bore a striking resemblance to Jasmine, and the plot summary read, "When billionaire James loses his memory after an accident, he mistakes stranger Rachel for his wife." "I watched this last night," Nathan whispered, "before my morning hike. I remember now." Jasmine stared at the tablet in disbelief. Your brain merged the movie with reality when you hit your head." Nathan set the tablet down, burying his face in his hands. I'm so sorry. This is humiliating. I dragged a complete stranger to my home because my brain confused a movie with reality. It's okay, Jasmine said gently. Brain injuries can cause confusion. But now we definitely need to get you to a hospital. He nodded numbly. As they stood to leave, the front door suddenly opened, and a tall woman with blonde hair strode in, stopping short at the sight of them. Nathan, there you are! I've been trying to reach you all morning! Her sharp eyes moved from Nathan to Jasmine, narrowing slightly. Who's this? Victoria, Nathan said, sounding relieved to see a familiar face he actually recognized. This is Jasmine. She found me injured on a hiking trail. He hesitated. Apparently, I thought she was my wife. Victoria's perfectly sculpted eyebrows shot up. Your wife. Nate, you've never even had a serious girlfriend since Leslie left you 3 years ago, Nathan winced. I know that. Now. Victoria's expression softened as she took in her brother's disheveled appearance. You need medical attention. She turned to Jasmine with newfound warmth. Thank you for helping my brother. Most people in this town would have just taken a selfie with the unconscious billionaire and called the tabloids. Jasmine smiled awkwardly. Anyone would have helped. No, Victoria said. They wouldn't have. She studied Jasmine with interest. You work at the library, right? I've seen you there during the children's reading hour. My daughter Lily loves your storytelling voice. Before Jasmine could respond, Nathan swayed slightly on his feet. Both women rushed to steady him. Hospital, now, Victoria commanded, taking charge in a way that suggested she did so frequently. As Victoria helped Nathan to her car, he turned to Jasmine. Thank you, he said softly, for not taking advantage, for helping me find the truth. Something in his gaze made Jasmine's heart beat faster. Anyone would have done the same, she repeated. No, he said, echoing his sister's words. They wouldn't have. Victoria cleared her throat. Would you like to follow us to the hospital? I'm sure Nathan would feel better knowing you're there. After all, you're practically his wife. Her teasing tone couldn't quite hide her genuine gratitude. Nathan looked mortified. Victoria, please. But Jasmine found herself nodding. I'll follow in my Jeep, just to make sure he's okay. As Victoria drove away with Nathan, Jasmine stood in the driveway of Ridgeview Estate, wondering how her simple morning hike had led her here, and why the thought of saying goodbye to Nathan. Jackson left her feeling strangely bereft. What she didn't know was that Nathan was thinking the same thing. 6 weeks later, Jasmine was shelving books in the biography section of Pinehurst Community Library when she heard the unmistakable sound of someone clearing their throat behind her. Excuse me, but I'm looking for a recommendation. Something romantic, but not too cliched. Jasmine turned, nearly dropping the stack of books in her arms. Nathan Jackson stood before her, impeccably dressed in a casual button-down and jeans that probably cost more than her monthly rent. His smile was tentative, almost shy. Mr. Jackson, she said, surprised. How's your head? Much better, thanks to you. He ran a hand through his hair, revealing a small scar near his temple. The doctors said if you hadn't found me when you did, things could have been much worse. Jasmine smiled. I'm glad you're okay. An awkward silence fell between them. Finally, Nathan spoke. I came to apologize properly, and to thank you. Victoria told me how you stayed at the hospital. Until they confirmed I was stable, it was nothing, Jasmine said, suddenly fascinated by reorganizing the books in her arms. It wasn't nothing to me. His voice was soft but certain. Most people in this town see Nathan Jackson, tech billionaire. You just saw a person who needed help. Jasmine met his eyes. Anyone would have done the same. We both know that's not true. He smiled. and Jasmine felt that same flutter she'd experienced on the mountain. I also came to return this. He held out her worn library card. You left it at the hospital. Their fingers brushed as she took it, sending an unexpected jolt through her. Thanks. I've been using my backup. I noticed. I tried to check out a book yesterday, and you helped me, but you didn't say anything about, well, everything. Jasmine blinked. That was you, with the hat and sunglasses. Nathan looked sheepish. Not my best disguise, I admit. I wanted to see if you would recognize me. Why didn't you say something? I was embarrassed, and he hesitated. I wanted to see how you treated regular people. Turns out exactly the same as you treated a confused billionaire, with kindness. Jasmine didn't know how to respond to that. She turned back to her shelving cart, mostly to hide the blush creeping up her cheeks. Anyway, Nathan continued, I have something else for you. He pulled an envelope from his jacket. It's a donation to the library's children's program. Victoria mentioned how passionate you are about it and how underfunded it is. Jasmine opened the envelope and gasped. The check inside had far more zeros than she'd ever seen in her life. Nathan, this is too much. It's not nearly enough. His expression grew serious. Jasmine, meeting you, even under those bizarre circumstances, made me realize something. I've spent years building technology to connect people, but I've been disconnected from real life myself. He gestured around the library. This place matters. What you do matters. And I'd like to matter to someone too. As Nathan, not as a bank account. Jasmine studied him, searching for any trace of the confusion she'd seen on the mountain. There was none. Just sincerity in those striking blue eyes. Well, Nathan, she said carefully, if you're interested in connecting with the community, we do need volunteers for story time. Every Thursday at 4. His face lit up. I'd like that. Fair warning, 5-year-olds aren't impressed by net worth. That's exactly what I need. He paused. And maybe after story time we could get coffee? Start over properly. No amnesia. No fictional wives. Jasmine felt a smile spreading across her face. I'd like that. Great. Nathan looked boyishly pleased. Oh, and I brought you something else. He reached into his messenger bag and pulled out a book. Forgotten Love. Jasmine laughed. The movie that started all this? It's based on this novel. He handed it to her. I thought we could both read it. Compare notes. As Jasmine took the book, their hands touched again, lingering this time. Thursday at 4, she confirmed. Don't be late. I wouldn't dream of it. As Nathan left, Jasmine opened the book to find an inscription inside. To Jasmine, who showed me kindness when I was lost. Thank you for helping me find my way back to myself. Sometimes the most real things begin in imagination. Nathan. 3 months later, Jasmine and Nathan sat side by side, reading to a circle of enthralled children. Nathan had become a storytime favorite, doing all the character voices with dramatic flair. Jasmine couldn't help smiling as she watched him engage with the kids, so different from the confused man she'd found on the mountainside, yet somehow exactly the same in all the ways that mattered. After the children dispersed, Nathan helped her straighten the reading area. I have something to tell you, he said nervously. Jasmine looked up, concerned. What is it? I've decided to step back from day-to-day operations at Jackson Tech. I'm establishing a foundation instead, focused on literacy and education in underserved communities. Nathan, that's wonderful. You inspired it, he said quietly. And I was hoping you might consider directing it. No one understands the impact of literacy better than you. Jasmine stared at him in shock. Me? Run a foundation? Who better? His eyes were warm with admiration. Of course, it would mean we'd be working closely together. Are you offering me a job or asking me out? Jasmine teased. Nathan's smile was both charming and vulnerable. I'm offering you a future. How that looks is up to you. Jasmine considered the man before her, so different from the confused stranger on the mountain, yet forever linked to that moment when she'd chosen kindness over convenience. I think, she said slowly, I'd like to see where this story goes. Nathan's hand found hers, their fingers intertwining naturally. No script this time. Just us. 1 year later, Ridgeview Estate hosted a garden party celebrating the Jackson Literacy Foundation's successful first year. Jasmine moved through the crowd in a flowing yellow dress, greeting donors and educators with the confidence of someone who had found her calling. Nathan watched her from across the lawn, his heart full. Victoria appeared beside him, following his gaze. You know, she said thoughtfully, for someone who once mistook her for an imaginary wife, you've done remarkably well. Nathan laughed. Sometimes life is stranger than fiction. And sometimes, Victoria added with a knowing smile, fiction shows us what we really want. As if sensing their conversation, Jasmine looked up and met Nathan's eyes across the crowd. Her smile, genuine and warm, was for him alone. He crossed the lawn to join her, taking her hand in his. No confusion, no amnesia. Just two people who had found each other in the most unexpected way. And that was better than any movie ending.